But you always knew you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
You know, I used to be excited about Tuesday nights, man. I used to be excited about what was Wednesday night, but is now Tuesday night, and WWE is booking this shit like the main fucking roster. They're booking it like the main roster, man. Only in WWE do you have a Dusty Classic, which is a tag team tournament. You win the tournament, and then the winners give up their tag team title opportunity and individually get a title shot apiece and make what is a singles match at the pay-per-view into a fatal four-way. Yeah, but I'm sure Triple H is still in charge. I'm sure Shawn Michaels, HBK, is still in charge, right? Yeah, right. This is Bruce Pritchard 101. Class is in session on how to fuck shit up. And we're going to go over the rest of what was a very mediocre show tonight on Tuesday. I'm surprised anybody's even in the fucking venue. Nobody gives a shit about this. I don't even know why I'm driving. Why am I here? Anyway, you know what? You and I, meaning you guys in the chat and me, you know what? We're going to go to the venue, man. We're going to get plastered. We're going to have cold beverages served. Jesse's there serving cold beverages. We're just going to get trashed. We're just going to get drunk, man. That's what we're going to do. But I got one very important question for you guys before I get the hell out of here and actually go to the venue. One very important question, man. And that is, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Guys, thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your NXT post show for March 22nd, 2022. I am your host, JD from New York, and I'm coming to you, as always, from the only place to be in the IWC, the OTS venue. Thank you guys very much for joining me on your Tuesday nights, wherever you may be. Ladies and gentlemen, NXT tonight. I told you Bruce was booking the show, man. I told you Bruce was booking the show. I told you exactly what is going on in WWE on Tuesday nights. Tonight, they had the Women's Dusty Classic. The Women's Dusty Classic final took place between Kaylee Ray, Io Shirai, the female Orange Cassidy, Wendy Choo, and Dakota Kai. WWE gave us a little decent match between the four ladies. Nothing overly wrong with it. I think the outcome was pretty much well in hand for this final of the Dusty Classic. I don't even know why they had a Dusty Classic. Don't know. They barely got through a men's Dusty Classic. I'm surprised we even saw a women's Dusty Classic in 2022. There is no tag team division. Don't even know why we have titles. Has anybody asked that question? Why do we have women's tag team titles in NXT when the women's tag team titles on the main roster are just as worthless? The only reason why these women's tag team titles were created, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to let you in on a little spoiler. The only reason why NXT has women's tag team championships is because Triple H wanted the main roster women's tag team championships to float between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and Vince McMahon did not. He did not want the women's tag team championships to be represented on the lowly Triple H run, then NXT. So Triple H was forced to create his own set of women's tag team championships because Vince McMahon didn't want to do business with the black and gold brand. So we got a women's Dusty Cup, and the first champions with crowns pretty much gave them away. They were given to Dakota Kai and then Raquel Gonzalez. Ever since then, from the very first championships, they were a complete waste of time. In that same night that they were crowned champions, they lost the tag team championships to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Ember Moon has since been released and hopefully onto bigger and better things in All Elite Wrestling. And Shotzi Blackheart is about to be released. And come WrestleMania season, when it's all said and done, Shotzi Blackheart will be on the budget cut list. Not 9 to 5's budget cut list. Listen, 9 to 5 will put Shotzi on his own personal list. Believe me. But she will be on the budget cut list. Fast forward to what we see today. Tag team championships have been worthless. Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane have held those championships, done nothing with them. Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray won the Women's Dusty Classic tonight over Wendy, Choo, and Dakota Kai. Championship celebration, or the trophy celebration, rather, they are in line for a championship opportunity. That's what the ruling states. They're a tag team now. They won the tag team tournament, so they get a tag team title opportunity. Kaylee Ray gets on the microphone after the match is over. Io Shirai gets on the microphone after the match is over, standing in front of the Dusty Trophy. And they say that they are basically bypassing their tag team title opportunity. And with the match taking place at Stand and Deliver between Mandy Rose and Cora Jade for the NXT Women's Championship, Kaylee Ray is giving up, Io Shirai is giving up their tag team title opportunities at the tag team titles, and they're getting individual championship matches at Stand and Deliver. So Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai are now added to the championship match of Mandy Rose and Cora Jade to make it a fatal four-way for the NXT Women's Championship. If this sounds very main roster-esque, if this sounds very Bruce Pritchard-esque, if this sounds very Vince McMahon-ish, you are correct. Because Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon are running the show. Always have and always will be running the show since the debut of NXT 2.0. So my question is, if WWE is treating the Women's Tag Team Championships as a steaming pile of irrelevant garbage, and WWE took a steaming dump on the Women's Tag Team titles tonight, my question to everybody, My question to you in the chat, my question to everybody out there in the IWC, my question to Bruce, my question to Vince, my question to JC Jane, Mandy Rose, and Gigi Dolan. Why do we have women's tag team championships if that's what the outcome of this tournament resulted in? WWE is pretty much telling you that our titles are worthless, this entire tournament was a waste of fucking time, and there is no division. So again, I stress, why is there a fucking division and why are there titles? The best course of action here for WWE is to get rid of the women's tag team titles. You don't need them there. Now that Bruce and Vince McMahon are in charge, I guarantee you that they have no fucking problem taking the main roster women's championships down to NXT now because Triple H is no longer in charge. They can do whatever the fuck they want with them. This company continues to fucking just make illogical decisions over and over and over and over again. Somebody in the chat says Gigi is hurt. I didn't hear about no fucking injury to Gigi Dolan, and if she is, why is that being used as an excuse? You can't wait to do the fucking title match when she's all healthy and cleared to go? That's what they're doing. Singles matches, single opportunity, fatal four-way. Cora Jade gets fucked over. Mandy Rose gets fucked over. WWE pretending as if the tag team tournament that they just gave us for weeks didn't mean a fucking thing. Get rid of the division, get rid of the titles. The titles are fucking worthless. I've said this since day one. Stop parading, and I say this every fucking week about the main roster. Stop parading around as if the women's tag team titles mean anything. They don't. Anybody that comes in contact with those championships, anybody that is seen holding those championships draped over their shoulder, you look like a fool. You're holding a prop. You mean nothing in the annals of WWE history. You'll be forgotten as soon as they are fucking eradicated. As soon as you lose those championships, you will be fucking forgotten. It means nothing. WWE is one of the most illogical, creative writing teams in all of the business. I don't give a shit if she's hurt. I don't care. It doesn't negate the fact that the company doesn't have a tag team division. The Dusty Classic should have never happened. None of these teams should have been put together, and the title should have never been created. Plain and simple. It's a waste of my fucking TV time. It insults everybody's intelligence. The more titles you have, the less valuable the other titles around it will be. No need for tag team championships in the women's division. The only company that should have tag team titles in its women's division right now is Impact. And that is it. Because they got depth. They got an actual division. NXT does not. AEW is not there, and I don't want them to add women's tag team championships. They don't need to. And WWE is certainly not there with Raw and SmackDown. A joke. That's WWE's creative decision. Let's throw the winners of the Dusty Cup into the fucking women's title match at Stand and Deliver to make it a fatal four-way. Great. Oh, but Gigi Dolan is hurt. I don't give a fuck if she's hurt. Let her get cleared and then do the match. And follow the fucking rules of the history of the tournament. It's a very simple concept. No need to change the rules on anything regarding this because of the tag team championships and the champion being injured. Give me a break. That's my little rant at the beginning of this show. Complete illogical garbage, as always, from WWE. But I thank you guys for joining me on this Tuesday night, man. Wherever you may be, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Got about 1,000 in the venue tonight. I know Tuesdays are usually slow. We'll be rocking and rolling tomorrow night when the real week begins for professional wrestling, and that is AEW Dynamite. Jesse and I will be live on YouTube in the venue on Off the Script talking about AEW Dynamite. Apparently, Tony Khan just signed Adam Cole, baby, versus Jay Lethal tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, man. Apparently, Jay Lethal is ranked number 3 in the AEW rankings. Where this came from, I don't know. So he's going one-on-one with Adam Cole, baby, tomorrow. Should be a great little Dynamite. CM Punk returns. MJF, I'm sure, will be there to talk about Wardlow. Some decent shit happening on Dynamite tomorrow, man. Always a great watch is Dynamite. Must-see appointment television, unlike WWE. So we'll be live there today. Today was fun, man. We uploaded WWE 2K22 on the channel. You guys absolutely showed up and absolutely blew away all expectations, man. Nearly 2,000 likes on episode 1 of My Rise. I might as well just upload that for Tuesday night instead of doing NXT. But you guys showed up, and I appreciate all the support, man. Episode 2, I'm going to get done very, very quickly with all the success of episode 1. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. If you missed my episode 1 of WWE 2K22 My Rise and the return of Mr. 9 to 5 calling out Shawn Michaels inside the WWE Performance Center, go and check that out. It is on the homepage right now for you. So go check that out if you missed the content earlier today. We were live for Monday Night Raw last night. If you guys missed that, it's also on the homepage. Becky Lynch turned into fucking Gollum from Lord of the Rings. People bending over backwards for Becky Lynch calling this promo of the year. I don't know what the fuck they were watching or what wrestling show they were watching, but apparently everybody was tripping on fucking acid last night. Shit sucks. Monday Night Raw is fucking garbage. And last night's show was nothing but rematches, and Becky Lynch is best off my TV forever. I don't know who's worse, man. She's neck and neck with Charlotte Flair right now. So go check that out. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Twitter more than I am Instagram, but use both and follow me on both. Twitter mainly. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. I only see 346 likes. Usually I ask for 1,000 likes minimum. Just hit the fucking thumbs up, please. I'm lucky I'm even fucking alive on Tuesday nights, man. You're lucky I'm even here. Get those super chats in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. Continue to hit that join button down below. Become a VIP right here on OTS. Sit VIP with me back there. And today's show is sponsored by Audible. audibletrial.com/script. You guys are going to get 30 days free of their service and 1 free audio book of your choice, man. Monday Night Raw was terrible, man. If you said Monday Night Raw wasn't that bad, you are a complete fucking imbecile. You do realize that you watched nothing but rematches last night. You saw this episode already 4 weeks ago. You saw this episode 2 weeks ago. You saw this episode fucking a week ago. What are you watching? Oh, it wasn't that bad. Monday Night Raw wasn't that bad. I don't know what JD's watching, but he's always negative, man. The fuck are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching that I am not? I'd love for somebody to elaborate why it was so great. Go watch that 24/7 title segment and then tell me Raw was fucking decent. You fucking geek. NXT. We started off with a video of Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. They arrived in a Bentley outside. He said there were 2 more mellowification matches for the ladder match taking place at Stand and Deliver. Williams then hyped up the remaining wrestlers as Hayes says they're fighting for a spot in his ladder match. So we go right to the top. Roderick Strong with Malcolm Bivens of Diamond Mine versus Solo Sikoa. This is a North American Championship ladder match, qualifying match. Wasn't that bad, but it is very sad to see that Roderick Strong has been reduced to the role of a jobber. on NXT 2.0. I very much like Roderick Strong. I think Diamond Mine was actually working out for him. The Creed brothers really, I would say, injected some life with their growth in Diamond Mine. Malcolm Bivens is always great. Ivy Nile, I want to see more of. I think she's a diamond in the rough, really, in that women's division. But man, am I a fan of Solo Sikoa? I don't know if you guys know, Solo Sikoa is the third Uso. He is the brother of Jimmy and Jey Uso. He's not really Uso on WWE television, but that doesn't stop the fans from chanting Uso in the WWE Performance Center. Solo Sikoa, man, big boy. He is very decent at what he's doing right now. He's obviously still rough around the edges. He's not yet ready for WWE TV. He's on TV, so they figured that they would throw him in on the deep end and see what he can do. He is in Hawaii, so, I mean, he's going to end up swimming anyway. Might as well get him out there and get him in front of a live audience as much as you can. I very much think Solo Sikoa is going to be a big deal in WWE. Given the time and given the years, Solo Sikoa is going to be a major player in WWE. They got a winner on their hands in Solo. Match wasn't bad. I didn't expect Roddy to win this thing, but Solo Sikoa, he ended up winning this match, and he advanced to the North American Championship ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Strong started off with some strikes. Strong cuts off Sikoa, throat right across the top rope, and backbreakers by Roddy. Strong eventually delivered a backbreaker for a near fall. Backbreaker was obviously in effect here because that's Roddy's specialty. Strong then with some knife-edge chops. Sikoa starts to fight back. They trade strikes back and forth. And Sikoa again stopped by Roddy. He slows the pace down in the middle of the ring. Olympic slam. He goes for cover, only gets a near fall. Sikoa kicks out just as Santos Escobar makes his way down the aisleway. And he stands there and he's just admiring this match from the aisleway. And Sikoa starts to come back. Samoan drop. He goes for a cover, gets a near fall on Roddy off of the Samoan drop. Sikoa attempts to climb the turnbuckle. He gets crotched up top by Roddy. So they tease a superplex spot up top. Strong takes the plunge off the top rope. Sikoa follows with a superfly splash. As Roddy fell to the mat, you knew what was coming, man. They were jockeying for position up top. Roddy takes the fall. Sikoa is still up there. Sikoa flies off with the superfly splash, and that was it. 1, 2, 3, and he advances to the I keep saying takeover, man. It is so difficult to not say takeover because every time they have a show on pay-per-view, it's always going to feel like a takeover to me. It's not takeover. NXT Stand and Deliver. He advances to Stand and Deliver, and the North American Championship ladder match. Should be a decent showing for Solo at Stand and Deliver. Could be a breakout performance. Could be a breakout performance. Man, the last time we had a ladder match of this magnitude for the North American Championship, it was actually the inaugural North American Championship ladder match that included Ricochet, Big Damo, Adam Cole, Lars Sullivan, Velveteen Dream, and EC3. That was a great ladder match. That was a great ladder match, man. That ladder match really has just set the tone for what NXT was going to be moving forward that year. It was fucking incredible, man. I urge you guys to go back and watch that ladder match, if you have not, to see what a North American Championship ladder match should be. Are they going to come close to that? Probably not. I hope to God that they try and come close to that because the level of talent in this match is ridiculous. There's some pretty fucking talented guys in this match, man. Carmelo Hayes is very good. Santos Escobar is fucking great. And the rest of the field is really good itself. So, I'm looking forward to this, man. It could be a standout performance from my boy Solo Sikoa here. Very much looking forward to seeing what he does at Stand and Deliver. Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota, the two Aussies. WWE apparently is in heat. Everybody seems to be making out with one another, man. On NXT, people are making out. On the main roster, people are making out. You got fucking Akira Tozawa in love with Tamina Snuka. You got Reggie falling in love with Dana Brooke, man. What the fuck is in the air? What's in the water in WWE? Not really what I want to see on my pro wrestling shows. I don't want to see fucking Love is Blind, that Netflix show with the fucking guy from 98 Degrees, man, Nick Lachey, whatever the fuck his name is, and his wife. Love is Blind. I don't want to see no dating fucking reality series happening on my pro wrestling TV. It's ridiculous. Last week was utterly ridiculous with Duke Hudson and Persia Perota, then Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, man, making out in the middle of the ring. This shit was so fucking cringe. I swear to God, man, I wanted to give up covering this show completely forever. Just based off that one segment. People are parading around, promoting this shit. I'm like, how the mighty have fallen. From the glory days of NXT, this is what you think of? You are okay with this on Tuesday night, knowing where we were only 3-4 years ago? You're okay with a makeout session. You're okay with the days of our lives happening on Tuesday night. It's quite sad. It's very pathetic, and it's quite sad. It's depressing. So we got Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota here. They're arguing over who was getting more hype on TMZ. TMZ covered this fucking bullshit. Of course they would. Perota and Hartwell. Perota said Hartwell is jealous of the 6.4 million views their kissing session did last week. Where did it do 6.4 million views, and how many fucking idiots really live on this earth to find that entertaining and would go out of the way to watch something so ridiculous? There's 6.4 million fucking idiots out there who viewed this shit. Tony D'Angelo. He went one-on-one with Dexter Lumis. Tony D'Angelo's going one-on-one with Tommaso Ciampa at Stand and Deliver WrestleMania weekend. Dexter Lumis is an underutilized talent on the NXT roster, man. He is no longer needed on NXT. I think Dexter Lumis, if you take him from NXT and you put him on the main roster, you could really use him and make the main roster shows better. Dexter Lumis is a great pro wrestler. I would love to see Dexter Lumis shed this fucking comedy shit, shed this Indy Hartwell bullshit love angle. I would love to see him be some just nasty serial killer heel on the main roster. I want to see him as a psychopathic fucking stalker on the main roster. I think that would be great. He's got a little bit of everything, man. He's got a little tease of The Undertaker in him. He's got a little tease of Randy Orton in him. He's got a lot to like. But WWE seemingly is clueless on what to do with Dexter Lumis. I'm actually afraid that Dexter Lumis may end up getting cut from NXT when all is said and done. I hope to God not. He goes to the main roster. WWE won't do anything with him. They'll look at him as a comedy fucking clown. A comedy clown that doesn't talk. They'll make him into a fucking mime. It's exactly what Bruce would turn him into. They'll turn him into a fucking mime, Dexter Lumis. Oh, he doesn't speak. Or better yet, they may actually have him cut a fucking promo by himself. Have you ever heard Dexter Lumis cut a promo? I think we should keep him the way he is. He went one-on-one with Tony D. Yo, Tony D over here. Tony D, how you doing, bro? Tony D. He's going to be the next big thing in NXT, too. Obviously, they're setting up his future very well with his match with Tommaso Ciampa at Stand and Deliver. This was pretty decent. I think both of these guys worked very well together. Tony D style worked very well with Dexter Lumis style. So, D'Angelo, very cocky. His cockiness cost him a little bit early in the match. Lumis began to go right at him with some stiff strikes. This all eventually spills to the outside, and D'Angelo is able to trip up Lumis on the ring steps. D'Angelo puts on his hat, and he starts imitating Tommaso Ciampa by patting himself on the back. So Lumis comes back, and they're in the ring now. Lumis is going crazy. Hartwell gives her seal of approval while she's watching at ringside. Perota and Duke Hudson are lurking around also on the outside because everything that Indy does, Persia Pirotta and Duke Hudson have to be there to spoil the party. So there's a double down in the ring. Both of these guys double clothesline each other. D'Angelo is able to crawl towards a crowbar in his corner. His best friend, just like Tommaso Ciampa had the crutch, Tony D'Angelo's got a crowbar. And Hartwell gets to the crowbar first, takes the crowbar away to keep Tony D from getting the crowbar. Pirotta goes on to take the crowbar from Hartwell. D'Angelo reaches out from underneath the ring to the outside. He and Pirotta have a tug of war with the crowbar. Pirotta loses her grip and lets go. Tony D'Angelo's momentum spins him around after grabbing the crowbar from Pirotta and smacks Dexter Lumis with the crowbar. Somehow the referee was not involved in any of this. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He didn't see any of this. Lumis was laid out, shot to the head. D'Angelo covered him for pinfall, and that was pretty much it. After the crowbar, by the way, Tony D still hit his finishing move, which I'm happy to say he did make some little tweaks to it, and he makes it look a lot better than he did when I first watched him in the ring. So the finishing move, that little snap, I guess neck breaker into the fisherman suplex pin, he got him 1, 2, 3, and that was it for Tony D'Angelo there over Mr. Dexter Lumis. So at the end of this match, D'Angelo cut a promo that was obviously directed at Tommaso Ciampa. D'Angelo vowed to basically end Ciampa's NXT career. That's funny. That's fucking hilarious. Tony D is promising to end Ciampa's NXT career, but Bruce has already written in pen that he will end Tommaso Ciampa's wrestling career. Because obviously he's going to Monday Night Raw, right? Nobody wants to see Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster. I don't even think Tommaso Ciampa wants to see Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster. This guy will fall right into the mid-card and do nothing. Did you see what they did to Pete Dunne? They turned him into fucking Butch. What are they going to do with Tommaso Ciampa? They're probably going to cut his fucking name in half. He will be known as Ciampa. WWE's probably going to have him shave his fucking beard. At least trim a good 8 to 10 inches off that fucking beard. Dye it black and get all the gray out. Because you know Vince McMahon doesn't want any aging veterans on the roster. Oh, no, you got to look youthful. You got to look young on Monday Night Raw. You got to look young on Friday Night SmackDown. Meanwhile, the gray in Ciampa's beard is part of his fucking act. It's one of his signature looks. Imagine taking somebody's signature look away from him and then putting him on the main roster expecting him to get over. I look at Ciampa and I'm like, psycho killer. I'm going to look at Tommaso Ciampa on the main roster and I'm going to see pretty boy Ciampa because Bruce and Vince just don't get it. It's ridiculous. Just look at what they did to Pete Dunne. Look at what they did to Finn Balor. Look at what they're currently doing to Damian Priest. This guy's doomed. Tommaso Ciampa is doomed. Now you know why Johnny Gargano never wanted to resign and come back to the company, because he knows exactly what his future would have been. And now that Johnny Gargano is not there, Tommaso Ciampa is going to find out firsthand exactly what was going to be in store for his best friend. Robert Roode. He was backstage. The glorious Robert Roode. He was there with Mackenzie Mitchell. And she was talking about Tommaso Ciampa. Bobby Roode said, "Why are we talking about Ciampa? We already took him out." He said he's a former NXT champion who dominated for 12 months and paved the way for NXT to become what it is today, and certainly no path for Bron Breakker. Dolph Ziggler just asked Roode to leave him some scraps at Stand and Deliver, and that Breakker doesn't measure up to the former or the current NXT champion. Bobby Roode was one hell of an NXT champion, man. I'm telling you right now. Bobby Roode, as glorious Bobby Roode, he was in NXT while NXT was going through a transitional period, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the show is 1,000 times better then than it is now. Bobby Roode was the best heel in all of NXT. He was the best heel in all of WWE. The act that he did in NXT while he was there was fucking perfect. How did WWE treat Bobby Roode when he got up to the main roster? They took him as the best heel in the entire company and made him into a babyface because WWE and Vince McMahon thought that his theme music was too singable, and they heard the fans sing it, and then they wanted him to be a babyface and erased everything that Triple H did with Bobby Roode in NXT as a heel. That is the level of mentality. That is the level of fucking intelligence in this company. Basically zero. There was nothing that needed to change about Bobby Roode's act on the main roster. Nothing. Guy was never the same from day one. They have a thing about ruining NXT alum day one on the main roster. You don't think the same thing's going to happen to Tommaso Ciampa? You guys are some fucking comedians, man. You really are some fucking comedians. Why would you trust these people? Why? I don't understand why you would put any fucking level of faith in WWE. Tommaso Ciampa is going to be lucky he even has a job at the end of the fucking year. Never mind Monday Night Raw and trimming his beard and dyeing his beard black so he looks 10 years younger. Give me a fucking break. So, Dolph Ziggler's the NXT champion. I'm still struggling to really understand what the whole logic is with Dolph Ziggler holding the NXT championship. I thought we were here to push youth. But here we are pushing Dolph Ziggler as NXT champion. Why? I said this last time I was live and last time I talked about NXT. Dolph Ziggler's the NXT champion. I don't really grasp why. There's nothing that would be any different. If Bron Breakker was the NXT champion, all you had to do was have Dolph Ziggler push his buttons, push his shit in a little bit. Why do you got to take the championship off of Bron Breakker when you made such a big production about him taking the title off of Tommaso Ciampa, burying the black and gold, only to take the belt off of him, to put it on Ziggler, to put it right back on Bron Breakker, as if it's some big fucking deal, beating Dolph Ziggler at Stand and Deliver? Does anybody think beating Dolph Ziggler at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Championship is going to make Bron Breakker a bigger deal after it's all said and done? No! It's not going to mean any different. Same thing with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. I talked about this for weeks now. Bianca Belair beats Becky Lynch. It means nothing. It means nothing. There's nothing that Bianca can do with Becky that she hasn't already done, and done a lot better with Sasha Banks last year at WrestleMania. I'd love for somebody to tell me what makes Dolph Ziggler and Bron Breakker, with Dolph Ziggler being champion, any better than if Bron Breakker still was the NXT champion and he went in to Stand and Deliver and beat a challenging Dolph Ziggler. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Dolph Ziggler, everybody thinks that Dolph Ziggler, these fucking idiots online, these geeks, these checkmarks, oh, Dolph Ziggler being NXT champion is a great thing, a great look for the brand. Dolph Ziggler is loser 101 in WWE. He's lost to everybody. Dolph Ziggler is a fucking jobber at this point in his fucking career. Now you want me to take him seriously because he's on NXT and he's the NXT champion? Are you fucking serious? Guy has been a fucking joke for years, and now you want me to take him seriously. I don't get it. Maybe I'm the only one who's just really that fucking smart amongst my peers in the community. I don't get it. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what I'm not figuring out here. Legado del Fantasma with Elektra Lopez. She went one-on-one with Fallon Henley. No idea who this is because I don't watch NXT on a weekly basis. So Elektra Lopez here beats Fallon Henley. Very short match. Henley's character is pretty much Mickie James. It's exactly what I put in my notes. Fallon Henley and her character is pretty much hardcore country. You know, all we need is Mickie James to write her theme music. All we need is to have her have the straw of hay coming out of her mouth and the fucking cowgirl hat. She's already got the denim jeans, right? She's basically Mickie James on NXT 2.0. Great inspiration. You know, Bruce loves Mickie James. Bruce has quite the infatuation with Mickie James. Man, he can't have Mickie James, right? So he's got to create the next best thing, and that's Fallon Henley pretty much looking like Mickie James cosplay out there on NXT 2.0. Who is she? I have no fucking idea who she is. That's the first time I'm seeing her. Fallon Henley. So, Lopez wins with a sit-out side slam as if she's fucking Big Daddy Cool Diesel with the 1, 2, 3, and that was pretty much it. Like I said, short match. Fallon Henley did nothing in this match that really impressed me at all. First time seeing her in the ring, and there you got it. Elektra Lopez wins the match. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Backstage, we got Dakota Kai and the female Orange Cassidy drinking orange soda. If you think that is by chance and coincidence, you are not wrong. There's definitely Orange Cassidy influenced Wendy Choo with the orange soda. They're just throwing it right in your face. So we got these two ladies, and they're talking about last year where Kai won with her best friend, Raquel Gonzalez, then best friend. Not anymore. Kai will win with her new best friend, Wendy Choo. Wendy Choo said they're on the same level, except Kai kicked Raquel in the face. Then she ate a powerbomb, and Kai jumped in and said Choo had a little too much orange soda today, so she's a little sugared up. She said she'll be the only person to have her name on the Dusty Classic trophy, not once, but twice. Draco Anthony. These are names that are very new to everybody in the chat, I'm sure. I only seen Draco Anthony once or twice. He may be new to you. If you're asking who the fuck is that, your guess is as good as mine, man. Draco Anthony's in the back. He's ignoring phone calls. His phone keeps going off. Zion Quinn is there in the locker room with Draco Anthony. Apparently, Joe Gacy has been blowing up Draco Anthony's phone, and Anthony said Gacy's been blowing him up all week. So he sat Zion Quinn down, and he played this video message from Joe Gacy on his phone where Gacy kept trying to recruit him. So Zion Quinn said, "You know what you have to do." And then Anthony said, "Handle my business like a man? How about just handling your business?" said Zion Quinn. "If you need help, I got your back." So Zion Quinn clearly needs to work on his speech and his promo ability while speaking to another human being. He did not sound very comfortable at all in that environment. And this was a backstage segment. So he's got a lot to work on there. Great look by Mr. Quinn, but he doesn't have it all together at all yet. Draco Anthony and Joe Gacy. You know, Joe Gacy was one of the better things about NXT television. I don't know what they've been doing with Joe Gacy. I don't think he's really been doing much of anything, but I'd like to see him and Harland on TV. I think they are a great pairing, and they actually are one of the best things on the entire show. So I'd like to see them more, and more so get involved with them being a very big part of what happens on Tuesday nights. Robert Roode. He was here on this show tonight against Bron Breakker. This was actually a very good match between Mr. Roode and Bron Breakker. Bobby Roode came out with the old glorious theme. He didn't come out with that fucking bullshit generic Def Rebel theme. He came out with his Bobby Roode theme. You know, this really raises questions. This really boggles my mind, man. They erased and eliminated all of those great theme musics from CFO. Glorious was one of them. But on NXT, he's allowed to use Glorious. On the main roster, he's not allowed to use Glorious. But I always heard it was a trademark issue or a copyright issue, a licensing issue with WWE and CFO money. But why is he still able to use the Glorious theme, but when WWE wants to put him on the main roster, he's got to have some generic, unidentifiable fucking theme that nobody really cares for? Bobby Roode came out to Glorious. He came out in the robe. He came out as his old NXT persona. Everything about Bobby Roode that we loved in NXT, he came out with the theme music and the robe tonight. And it got me thinking, man, oh man, what a time it was then for NXT. What a great time for NXT, man. Those were the days. And you just get to reminiscing and you get sitting there. You get caught up in the moment. Man, NXT was so good. NXT was so good, man. I miss it. I really do. Bobby Roode was fantastic. The level of heel that he was, man, you did not, still to this day, you have not seen a level of heel. Roman Reigns excluded, because Roman Reigns is just on top of his game. You have not seen a level of heel like Bobby Roode was in NXT anywhere since his days in NXT on the main roster. Virtually impossible. It was him and Ciampa that were the best heels in the entire company in the last decade. Ciampa and Bobby Roode. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. That's what I call a throwback. That's what I call the right amount of nostalgia. Bron Breakker. I praise Bron Breakker. I think Bron Breakker is very good at what he does. Bron Breakker is going to be very good when he gets to the main roster, as long as they don't have him fucking smiling. We don't want to see Bron Breakker smile, Bruce. But he had a very good match with Bobby Roode. My only criticism about this match is it's very main roster-esque. It was very main roster-esque. Man, you just get the sense. You see Bobby Roode do all the typical things, and you see Bron Breakker, making the comeback. It's very main roster-esque. And I'm watching this match, and I'm thinking to myself, this is exactly something you'd see on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. But given a little bit more time on Tuesday night, because Tuesday night is where you get the actual wrestling compared to Monday and Friday. And it got me thinking, if Bron Breakker was under Triple H's tutelage, and Triple H was still in charge of NXT, could you imagine what this match would be and feel like on Wednesday night with Triple H in charge, Breakker and Bobby Roode on NXT television? It would look a lot different. It would feel a lot different. And the crowd at Full Sail was a lot better than these fucking geeks inside the WWE Performance Center, man. I say it to myself every week. The crowd at the Performance Center pisses me the fuck off. They're not the same fans from the Full Sail shows. These fans are a lot more dumb. These fans are a lot less fucking intelligent. And they just are a sucker for everything. They're legitimately overexcited about every fucking thing about their show. It almost comes off as they're a fake crowd. Nobody can be that fucking excited about everything. Nobody can sit there and be legitimately excited about everything on this show. They're legitimately regurgitating, they're swallowing and then regurgitating back to WWE in a very WWE way. It's awful. This crowd sucks. It's not the same as it was at Full Sail University. But very main roster-esque match. Very main roster feeling to this match, which doesn't really bode well for Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker really is in a place right now where you can feel that they're getting him ready for the main roster. I hope to God that he does not lose his intensity. I hope to God he does not shed away anything that made him feel legit. Because even Bron Breakker, I said it, this is a Bruce project. This is a Vince project. And what you're seeing now is what you're probably going to end up getting on the main roster, but it doesn't stop them from always tweaking, changing something here and there. Like the smiling we saw Breakker do a couple of weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. That's something that will ultimately kill his fucking momentum. You cannot do that to somebody like Bron Breakker. He does not need to smile. But all in all, this match was not bad. Not bad for what it was, which was pretty much a main roster match with a main roster talent against an NXT rookie that felt very Monday Night Raw-esque. So, Breakker is in there with Mr. Roode, and he's getting beat down. Bobby Roode's getting the advantage on him. He's the wily veteran against the rookie. So he finally starts to make a babyface comeback. He pulls his straps down. Hoo, 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 right? Bron Breakker. He's firing up. Ziggler interferes by pulling Roode out of harm's way as Breakker charges into the corner and he goes right into the steel post. Referee saw this and referee orders Ziggler away from ringside. He ejected Dolph Ziggler from ringside. He ejected the WWE NXT champion. So Ziggler is throwing a fit in the aisleway. Breakker is again being beaten down. He then starts to battle back again. Bobby Roode is in control throughout this entire match. Big blockbuster by Bobby Roode. So Bobby Roode is in control, taunting Bron Breakker. And Breakker continues to kick out of all of Bobby Roode's big offense. So Roode attempts to climb the turnbuckles. He's cut off by Bron Breakker. Super Frankensteiner by Bron Breakker. And they go on to trade a couple of near falls back and forth. Roode is in control again. He signals for the glorious DDT. Breakker blocks it. Breakker fires back up. He delivers a spear. Very Goldberg-esque did Bron Breakker. Goes for a cover, gets a near fall. Bron Breakker then lifts Bobby Roode up with a Gorilla Press Slam. Roode counters from the Gorilla Press into the glorious DDT. Roode puts his arm over Breakker. Breakker lifts his shoulder up, and he gets a 2.5 over the glorious DDT. Both men are up, middle of the ring. We see a slugfest just between these two guys. Trading strikes back and forth. Roode leaps off the middle rope for some reason. Breakker catches him. Breakker hits a press slam on Bobby Roode coming off the ropes, and he slams him down in his power slam finisher. 1, 2, 3, and Bron Breakker beats Bobby Roode on NXT 2.0, almost signaling a very predictable outcome at Stand and Deliver. Beat Bobby Roode, and more than likely he's going to go on to beat Dolph Ziggler. Now, there is a small chance that Bron Breakker does not beat Dolph Ziggler and Bron Breakker gets called up to the main roster. That is also a possibility, but I don't see that happening right now, as I do not think Bron Breakker is ready for a main roster call-up. There are others ahead of him that are absolutely ready for a main roster call-up. Io Shirai, Dakota Kai, LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, Santos Escobar, Gunther is ready. Bron Breakker is not ready. He's not ready. He needs another year, at least, minimum, on NXT. There are others ahead of him. Don't even think about it. So that's my reason as to why Bron Breakker is going to beat Dolph Ziggler, and it's not going to be the other way around with a Bron Breakker call-up to Monday Night Raw. Backstage, we saw Dexter Lumis. He got into it with Duke Hudson. The ladies were there too, Indy Hartwell and Persia Perota. Apparently, there is an issue here, and Dexter Lumis was quickly drawing something on his sketch pad. He takes the sketch pad, he shows Duke Hudson, and it's a picture, a caricature of Gunther. And it says Gunther in red lettering. So apparently this is signaling for a match between Gunther and Duke Hudson. And Persia Perota's like, oh, babe, you can beat Walter, right? And Duke Hudson's like, yeah, I can beat Walter. I can beat Gunther. Yeah, sure thing, honey. Yeah, sure thing. Go get the car ready. Shut your mouth. I don't need you doing my talking anymore. Instead, in fact, get into the car and go back to the hotel room, please. I don't need you. Yeah, I can beat him. I can beat him. No, he can't. Nobody should be beating Gunther. We got a promo class with Chase University. This may have been one of the best things on the entire show. There's a Chase U segment. Bodie Hayward is presenting on something in front of the class, and he's going on about what fortitude means. He said since he has joined Chase University, Von Wagner put the lotion in the basket. Von Wagner. It puts the lotion on the skin. Von Wagner. You know, Buffalo Bill over there, Von Wagner. Talking about Von Wagner. And Von Wagner continuously challenged Chase U and his own fortitude. A classmate there raised his hand, and Hayward cussed out this guy for raising his hand while he was in the middle of a presentation. Andre Chase asked Hayward where he learned all this intensity. Where'd you get this anger? Hayward said, well, you were the one that taught it to me, Mr. Chase. And Andre Chase said that's the best thing he's ever heard. They called the student a dumbass, and Bodie Hayward is about to go one-on-one with put the lotion in the basket, Von Wagner, at some point on NXT. Great. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's one of those situations that makes the heart grow fonder when someone is not on TV. I thoroughly enjoy Andre Chase and the shtick. I don't see it as a main event level act. I don't see it headlining WrestleMania or any major pay-per-view. But I honestly think he plays the character very well. And I like the gimmick. I always had a soft spot for these professor, teacher-like gimmicks. So we'll see what happens with this. But Bodie Hayward, man, he looks legit. He looks like a baby, but he looks like a mixture of a young Chris Jericho, a young Billy Gunn. He's got the makings of something great, just in look alone. So we'll see what happens with Bodie Hayward, man. I enjoyed this segment. I thought it was very, very entertaining. Grayson Waller defeated A-Kid for the North American Championship qualifying match, the final one of the night. Grayson Waller wins in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. He won with a rolling stunner. So he was in the ring there with A-Kid. A-Kid countered Waller's rolling stunner from the outside into a rear naked choke, which looked great. And I'm not too familiar with A-Kid because, I mean, let's be real. Who watches NXT UK? Nobody. Nobody watches NXT UK. Is Tyler Bates still over there? That's what I want to know. What's going on with Mustache Mountain? Are they still over there? Now, they were a fucking tag team, man. That was a great fucking tag team. Mustache Mountain. You know, that was Triple H's NXT. This is not Triple H's NXT anymore. I'm not too familiar with A-Kid, man. I don't... Nothing really over the top about him. Nothing really is speaking to me about A-Kid. Why do I have to like A-Kid? Well, what is it about A-Kid that I gotta like? What is it about him? Is he a great in-ring worker? Does he got promo skill? Does he got some charisma that I should be paying attention to? What's going on there? Every time I've seen A-Kid on NXT television, I've been watching. Every time I've seen A-Kid on television, he's gotten abbreviated entrances. Not really what I would call a success on NXT proper. Grayson Waller wins here. After the rear naked choke, A-Kid chained it into a guillotine. He went for a springboard, but Waller jumped him with a Russian leg sweep off the second rope. He then hit the rolling stunner. He rolls to the outside, rolls back in, and then hits a rolling stunner for a 1-2-3, and that was it. Grayson Waller gets the victory. He advances to the ladder match. After the match was over, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams got in the ring, so they realized that they need one more person in the match. They made a triple threat match with the losers, Cameron Grimes, Roderick Strong, and A-Kid. Hayes says he may be an A-Kid, but he'll never be a champion. Williams said tonight he gets the A-Mama. And then A-Kid gave him an enziguri, and A-Kid bailed and escaped Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I'm thinking Cameron Grimes wins this match because they did a whole spiel about Cameron Grimes and dedicating winning to his father. Cameron Grimes' father passed away a couple of years ago, and Cameron Grimes felt like he is letting everybody down. Apparently, this is a little storyline brewing on NXT television. So I'm assuming that Cameron Grimes gets the advance on A-Kid and Roderick Strong, and he's going to advance to the ladder match at TakeOver, or again, TakeOver. It's not TakeOver. It's not TakeOver. I'm embarrassing TakeOver by mentioning it, I know. It is Stand and Deliver. I wish it was a fucking TakeOver. Believe me, I wish it was a TakeOver. But Carmelo Hayes, he is giving all the losers an opportunity. This is a Bruce Pritchard special. You lose, and then you still get rewarded in some way, shape, or form. Cameron Grimes is going to win it, and he's going to the moon. Cameron Grimes, He's going to win that and get into the ladder match at Stand and Deliver. The Creed brothers. This is Brutus and Julius Creed against the Grizzled Young Veterans. Reason I brought up Mustache Mountain, one of the first NXT UK takeover shows. Mustache Mountain and the Grizzled Young Veterans, man. Holy shit. What a tag team match. My God, what a tag team match, man. The Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake and Zach Gibson, are fucking great. I look at them and I cry on the inside, man. What a bunch of jobbers the Grizzled Young Veterans have become thanks to NXT 2.0. Seriously. What a bunch of fucking jobbers. It's sad how you got one of the best tag teams in all of the WWE. Just nothing. Jobbers they are. A bunch of irrelevant nobodies are the Grizzled Young Veterans. This match was very short. Didn't really do much of anything here. Barely went 10 minutes. Brutus pins Drake to win the match. Young Veterans worked over Julius. Made a comeback, applied a stretch muffler on Zach Gibson. Gibson was able to knock Brutus Creed off the apron. At one point, this allowed the Grizzled Young Veterans to regain control. So we got James Drake flying through the air, knocking Brutus off the apron. And GYV attempted a doomsday device. Julius escapes. Drake sells a knee on a roll through coming off the top rope. Julius then takes a opportunity, chop blocks James Drake. Hot tag to Brutus. He squashes Drake with help from Julius. Brutus pins Drake off of a sloppy-looking slam assisted by his brother. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. But the main story about this match is not the Grizzled Young Veterans losing and being jobbers on NXT. Apparently, there was a backstage segment while the Creed brothers were in the ring. And they showed a hooded and masked group spray painting Diamond Mine's locker room and sending DMs to their Twitter profiles that were shown on the screen. They said that, come find us if you can, but we know where you are. And then they knocked over the camera, and then all we seen was a snake skin boot walk by, and that was the end of the segment. Now, I don't know what you guys thought about this. I have no fucking clue as to who these two vandals could be, but it reminded me of what WWE did with Retribution. So I don't know what WWE's got planned here as far as who is vandalizing Diamond Mine's locker room. But if you guys have any ideas who it is, I'd love to know. Maybe it's Slapjack. Maybe it's Dominik Dijakovic, and maybe they demoted him back to NXT. I don't know. Mace, T-Bar, Slapnuts. Maybe they're all back on NXT television. I have no idea. No idea. It's going to be very interesting to see who these two guys are vandalizing Diamond Mine's locker room. All we have right now is that snake skin boot. Knowing Bruce, it is definitely a Retribution 2.0. Definitely a Retribution 2.0. Gunther. He went one-on-one with Duke Hudson. This match was set up earlier. This match went almost 4 minutes. This was actually, I would say, the most entertaining match of the entire night. Gunther and Duke Hudson. I think Duke Hudson has a lot of good qualities to him. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him. I think they shed the poker gimmick. I actually quite like the poker gimmick. It could have really worked if they really wanted to make it work, but WWE is creatively lazy. Walter, easily the best thing on this show. Easily. Walter does not need NXT 2.0. He does not fit the mold. He does not fit the colors. He does not fit the vibe or the feel of this show. Walter should be on the main roster, dominating, crushing skulls, and owning the main roster. Walter should be in contention for world championships. Walter does not need to be on NXT. He's too good for this show. I have a major fucking problem. A major problem with Walter on NXT, and it happened tonight. WWE went to commercial, and they come back from commercial. Duke Hudson's already in the ring, and they cut to Walter's entrance already in progress. Why would you do that? It is already terrifying enough that this man is in the creative hands, the creative well-being of Bruce Pritchard. Now you're going to come back from commercial and greet us with Walter's entrance already in progress. Walter's entrance is the best thing about the fucking act. Imperium's entrance is the best thing about the fucking act. And WWE has already made Walter, just by that, feel ordinary. You should never take an opportunity to make Walter feel ordinary. That's a fucking problem. I would never in 1,000 lifetimes do that to a Walter entrance. Never. And that's what everybody is terrified by. That's what everybody is worried about. How they're going to handle Walter. The little lackadaisical, the little fucking, lack of effort there is what's going to ultimately make him feel ordinary. Now, I don't even mind the name change. Fuck, the name sucks. We all know the name sucks. The name change was unnecessary. We know why the name change happened. But when you start doing shit like that, that's the shit that's inexcusable. That's the shit that should not make the cutting room floor. Now, the match went 4 minutes. There was no way Gunther was going to lose this match. Duke Hudson did get some offense in here. But Gunther is such a fucking beast that this guy legitimately, I swear to God, man, I wish he'd go to the main roster and start chopping people the way he chopped Duke Hudson here tonight. If the gods are looking down upon us, Walter would be chopping guys like Sheamus and The Miz and guys like that on the main roster into oblivion. I can't wait if that day ever comes. Gunther's a monster. We all know that. And Duke Hudson's not a small guy either. Hudson kept peppering him with punches, and Gunther lands a massive chop so loud, so hard, that it legitimately vibrated the walls of the WWE Performance Center, inside the arena, and then somewhere in the fucking facility as well. You heard the clanging of the metal fucking dumbbells sitting on the floor inside the Performance Center gym. Glass shattered somewhere in the Performance Center with the loudness of this chop on Duke Hudson's chest. Unbelievable. You immediately started to see welts on Duke Hudson's chest. Welts so much that started to fucking bleed. He drew blood by chopping Duke Hudson. It was great. The facial reactions from some of these fucking geeks in the crowd were fucking awesome. I loved it. That's the type of violence. That's the type of Walter we need to see. But Duke Hudson tried to come back. After these chops that got a holy shit chant, Hudson's chest looked fucking absolutely destroyed. Gunther applied a choke. Hudson fights back. He fired up on Gunther. Hudson got a snap German suplex on Gunther for a 1-2 count. So Gunther obviously was angered at this point. He just completely clubbed Hudson down to the mat. He delivers a powerbomb and then covered Duke Hudson for the 1-2-3, and that was it. He took the microphone after the match, and Gunther addressed the crowd and said he's the most dominant competitor in NXT, but still he is overlooked. He said, it's an absolute disgrace that LA Knight can talk himself. And he was going to say talk himself into a championship match, and then, before he got to say what he wanted, LA Knight comes out to interrupt. Knight came to the ring, and he thinks that he's going to be able to take on Gunther with Imperium standing right behind him. Took the microphone, and Gunther told him to shut up. And Gunther said, Knight, you represent everything that is wrong with this business today. All talk, no skill. He said Knight's mouth talks him into matches that he cannot win. LA Knight had a microphone, obviously, and said if Gunther interrupts him one more time, he's going to knock his blockhead off his dad bod. Knight said he was going to use his words to set up a match between us, between me and you, at Stand and Deliver. But I'll do you one a little different. And he attacked Gunther, obviously with Bartel and Fabian Eichner there. It was a 3-on-1 beatdown. MSK runs out to make the save, and everybody is cleared from the ring, and LA Knight ends up clotheslining Gunther over the top rope. I'm assuming we'll see a 6-man tag next week before we get to Stand and Deliver with LA Knight versus Gunther. Should be a decent little match, but I don't know what WWE is going to accomplish with this 6-man tag that more than likely is happening next week when we just got a 6-man tag with the Imperium guys against Matt Riddle and MSK about a month or a month and a half ago. Well, what are we doing here? We're just treading the same fucking tires over and over and over again. We saw this match minus Matt Riddle already. So what's the difference? LA Knight and Gunther should be a decent little match. And I do think Gunther is going to end up beating LA Knight, and LA Knight's going to SmackDown. LA Knight would fit perfect on SmackDown. LA Knight, Fox's home office is in LA. It just makes sense. LA Knight is about done with NXT. He does not need NXT. NXT does not need him. LA Knight can make them a lot of money on the main roster. He's as charismatic as anybody on the main roster, and he's been primed and ready for a very long time to be on the WWE main roster. If you don't know how to book and make money with LA Knight, I don't even know what the fuck you're doing in this company. LA Knight is awesome. I hope to see him do very well on Friday night, but that's saying a lot, knowing where he's going. They showed a video of Grimes losing to Escobar. Grimes says he wears his heart on his sleeve, and last week he was emotional. He then discussed his father as they showed some photos of the two together. And his father is a former pro wrestler and a former world champion. He then discussed how his father passed just after he signed to NXT a couple of years ago, never being able to see him in NXT. He said that's why next week is the biggest match of his career, with his final shot for the final spot in the North American ladder match at Stand and Deliver. He said next week he does whatever it takes. Stop correcting me about his fucking name, chat. He's fucking Walter. He's not Gunther. He's Walter. Get it right. Stop correcting me. I don't need to be fucking corrected. Wendy Choo. There was 8 matches on this show. 8 matches in a 2-hour fucking show. Triple H never did 8 matches on an NXT show. But you all think Shawn Michaels is in charge. The fuck do we need 8 matches for on a 2-hour NXT show? Wendy Choo and Dakota Kai versus Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai. This was the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final. Nice little match here. Nothing overly impressive. The right team won. Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai win the Dusty Cup. And they are this year's reigning Dusty Tag Team Classic winners. Toxic Attraction were sitting at ringside in the Toxic Club, or whatever the fuck they called it. And they're sitting there on couches, and they're all looking very posh outside. Shirai went for a Tiger feint kick early on Dakota Kai. Wendy Choo blocked it with a pillow. Yes. Wendy Choo blocked a Io Shirai, who, by the way, I'm going to say the same thing about Io Shirai that I said about Walter. She doesn't belong on NXT 2.0. She belongs on the main roster. But then again, do you really want to see Io Shirai on the main roster? No. We don't want to see Io Shirai on the main roster. For all we know, fucking WWE would feud Io Shirai with Becky Lynch, and they had Becky Lynch come out and cut Harry Potter fucking promos and start waving a fucking wand and doing magic and hocus pocus and fucking Advent Nocturnum, whatever the fuck they got going on over there with Harry Potter. They'll have fucking Becky Lynch do fucking spells and shit to Io Shirai. They already had her come out and audition for Peter Jackson's remake of Lord of the Rings last night. It's fucking ridiculous. We don't want to see Io Shirai on the main roster. God forbid. So Io Shirai is there. Tiger feint kick blocked by Wendy Choo with a fucking pillow. Io Shirai recovered, sent Kai out of the ring. Shirai then leaps through the air with a flying crossbody. And what do they call her? The, what do they call her? The genius of the sky. Can we leave Mauro Ranallo's fucking shtick with Mauro Ranallo, please? The genius of the sky. Didn't he come up with that? So she leaps off the top rope, flying through a crossbody to the outside on Kai, while Kaylee Ray jumps into a dive on Choo through the ropes. Choo and Kai are in trouble. So Choo, being beaten down, she starts running wild after a hot tag, and Choo and Kai are on fire here, starting to make a comeback. Choo with an avalanche overhead suplex. Kaylee Ray takes a hard bump into the ring, and Kaylee Ray with a double foot stomp. Choo follows with a Vader splash. Shirai flew in out of nowhere to deliver a missile dropkick, which breaks up the pin attempt. All four are down in the ring. Kaylee Ray with the gory bomb on Choo. Shirai follows up with the moonsault. Shirai covers 1, 2, 3. And that was it. Shirai pins Wendy Choo to win the Dusty Tag Team Classic. Confetti's falling from the ceiling. Shirai and Kaylee Ray celebrate. Toxic Attraction enter the ring. And Mandy Rose with the NXT Championship orders the music to stop. She rains on the parade as she's cursing out Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray. Rose cuts a promo on both ladies telling them that they will be beat by JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai basically say that they have their sights set on Rose's title. Kaylee Ray announces the women's title match at Stand and Deliver is now a fatal four-way. Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, Mandy Rose, and Cora Jade. They just won the women's tag team Dusty Cup, which gets them the #1 contendership to the women's tag team championships. What? Yeah, you heard me. Fatal four-way. They won the Dusty Cup, and they're getting a fatal four-way match for Mandy Rose's single NXT Women's Championship. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on here. Apparently, logic was thrown out the fucking window. Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai earned the tag team title match by winning the Dusty Cup. They're getting a women's singles tag team, a women's singles match at Stand and Deliver with Mandy Rose and Cora Jade. And Cora Jade rushes to the ring. Show goes off the air with a wild brawl involving all these women. Toxic Attraction ends up fleeing the ring and are sent packing. And the baby faces stand tall as the show goes off the air. I'm assuming we'll get a six-woman tag team match next week as well between these three and Toxic Attraction on the go-home show for Stand and Deliver. NXT is basically Monday Night Raw Light. It's exactly what they did tonight. Monday Night Raw Light. Where's the logic? It's exactly what I said in the beginning of this show. Where is the fucking logic? You automatically shit on the women's tag team titles. You basically showed everybody and told everybody that our division is fucking meaningless and worthless. You just gave us weeks of television with a tag team tournament that resulted in these ladies getting a singles fucking opportunity at the NXT Women's Championship and not the tag team championships. Shawn Michaels is in charge, says the fucking geek online. Shawn Michaels is not in charge. Shawn Michaels is lucky if he's sent to go get fucking coffee for Bruce Pritchard in the morning at Starbucks with his blueberry fucking muffin. Bruce Pritchard 101, classes in session. How do we make a show feel utterly useless? How do we make titles feel utterly unimportant? And how do we drive the viewer away with illogical fucking booking? That's what he teaches inside his classroom. That's what we got on NXT 2.0. Yeah, NXT, it be like that. Illogical. That's your NXT post show. Thank you guys for joining me on your Tuesday nights, wherever you may be. Hit that thumbs up, man. We got 1,100 plus in the venue. I only see 556 likes. Hit that thumbs up. Helps out the video tremendously when you do so. We're going to go over the super chats right now. Jesse says, Mandy Rose is your champion. They told you idiots a long time ago that women's wrestling is dead in NXT. Jesse is not wrong. Jesse is 100% factually correct. Get those super chats in, guys. We're going to hang out in just a little bit. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. And turn on the bell with the notifications turned on. And make sure you guys go check out WWE 2K22 My Rise, JD edition with Mr. 9 to 5. Episode 1 now live on the channel right now, nearing already 2,000 likes. Awesome. Monday Night Raw post show is already on there as well from last night. Go and check that out. We got a big week of content coming up, guys. Big week. More 2K, more extras, more news, podcasts, live streams, you name it, man. I'm going to be here all week. And make sure you guys follow my sponsor and hit up my sponsor today, Audible, audibletrial.com/script. 30 days free of their service and 1 free audiobook of your choice. You guys want to cancel in that 30 days, you still get to keep your audiobook for free, no matter what. Awesome. Start at the top here, man. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat times 2. I find Dakota Kai very attractive. If you're a male in the chat, I'm assuming you find Dakota Kai very attractive. You are not the only one, Joseph Taylor. Joseph Taylor also asks, JD, why do you not like Ryan Satin? Because Ryan Satin is a bitch with a fucking miserable looking haircut. He probably listens to fucking emo fairy punk rock because he's not a man and he's a WWE certified, and I mean grade A certified cocksucker. It's Ryan Satin. But the real answer is Ryan Satin almost ruined my online career because of the Alexa Bliss situation. He facilitated the entire thing, and then he did the same thing for that Joshi that committed suicide. Hana Kimura, I believe her name was, again, called me out for that. Meanwhile, Ryan Satin is a nasty, nasty, nasty little prick. He'll never advance me in real life. Never. Fuck Ryan Satin. Marcus Gunn with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, JD. Thanks for all you do, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Ahmed Yusuf with a $4.99 super chat. First episode of My Rise from your channel was entertaining. More My Rise, please. You got more My Rise coming. Ahmed. JT Golden with a $4.99 super chat. Rhea Ripley said her favorite WrestleMania match was The Miz versus John Cena at WrestleMania 27 on the WWE TikTok page. Rhea Ripley deserves termination for that comment. Her favorite match ever was The Miz versus John Cena? Now we know why she's utterly useless on Monday Night Raw. John A. with a $1.99 super chat. Honest thoughts on Vince Russo. I actually enjoy Vince Russo's takes, man. I think if Vince Russo was in charge of WWE today, I think we'd see a better WWE. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. You rule, JD. Thank you, Tony Brown. So do you, brother. Tons of booty meat on tonight's show, Tony Brown. Hopefully you'll watch. But if you weren't watching on Tuesday night, I don't blame you. But there is booty meat to your liking on Tuesday night. John A. with a $1.99 super chat. I always love to watch your videos. I'm a huge fan. Thank you, John A. Appreciate you, man. Bradley Robinette with a $1.99 super chat. Surprised you're on tonight, JD. NXT 2.0 sucks. Yes, I understand that, Bradley, but I can't allow every Tuesday night for Fightful to steal my audience. If somebody's gonna do NXT reviews, I'm gonna do them right. I can't let Fightful.com or these other fucking geeks in the community talk about NXT being the best show ever, or NXT being the best show in WWE, which it probably is by default because the other ones are so fucking terrible. I can't allow that. Jesse, I just put Vince Russo over. Yes, bro. Listen, I could have easily said, let's see him in AEW, but I didn't. Bradley, thank you, brother. Brian with a 2-month membership. 2 months went by so fast. You're the man, JD. By the way, I love the first episode of Your My Rise, Mr. 95. Keep it going, bro. Appreciate all you do, man. Thank you, Brian, for the 2-month recommitment to the OTS VIP Club. Drizzy Drew with the $4.99 Super Chat. Only good thing about NXT today was me going to a nostalgia trip, downloading all the old NXT takeovers in 2018 arenas in 2K22 with a tear in my eye. No, Denise is not an issue to me, man. Denise got, what, 90 viewers for her NXT review, man? Who the fuck watches Denise's NXT review, man? You guys are some fucking comedians, man. Denise with her 90 viewers. Give me a break, man. What does she top out at? 200 for a regular review? Drizzy Drew, thank you so much, brother. Saints, $1.99 Super Chat. Just turned 21 and got drunk as hell tonight. Sounds like an awesome evening, Saints. The fuck are you drinking? Hamsand 210. JD for life. Just wanted to thank you for your hard work. I've stayed tuned since 2017. Also, even after all the changes NXT's made, I still think it's slightly better than Raw and SmackDown. I do agree with you, Hamsand. And thank you, brother. Bradley Robinette, do you like the band Ghost with a $1.99 Super Chat? I absolutely do not. I've been binge listening this week. All weekend, actually, leading into today, man. Binge listening to all of the latest Flotsam and Jetsam. That's what I've been listening to. Excellent stuff. MGM Ballin with a $4.99 Super Chat. Did you see that clown Gareth trying to get you canceled? Gareth can fucking suck it, bro. A complete, absolute blowhard. What is he gonna cancel me over? Oh my God, I made fun of Raw. I made fun of Raw. He said some derogatory things about Becky Lynch. Go get some vitamin D, clown. The sun is healthy for you. Cam G with a $10. He's probably watching right now because they all do. Fuck do I care? Thanks for your dislike, man. It still helps out the video. Cam G with a $10 Super Chat. Hey, sorry, JD, I gotta disagree with you. The best part of NXT 2.0 is Gigi Dolan. I'm just saying. Also, Alter Bridge is a badass band. Thanks for the recommendation. Keep doing your thing. OTS for life. Cam G, listen, man, I'm not gonna disagree with you, man. Gigi Dolan, like Tony Brown says, got the booty meat. I know. Tony Brown knows. Furious Nation with a $5 Super Chat. What's up, JD? I just wanted to say that you said this past Friday regarding Cody Rhodes. I could have not said it better, man. Absolutely spot on. Thank you, Furious. Appreciate you, brother. KMG with a $10 Super Chat. Walter, because I refuse to call him by his new name, looks like a skeleton now, a shell of his former self. I don't get the same feel about him anymore. It's really sad. I think Walter looks fucking great, man. He thinned up, slimmed up. He looks fantastic. He looks to be the best shape of his entire life. Furious Nation with a $5 Super Chat. Listening to Glorious Domination tonight just proves the point that CFO money is greater than Def Rebel. Also, I agree that Full Sail is better than the PC. The PC crowd sucks. Noah Mason with a $20 Super Chat. Howdy, JD. I know Tuesdays are pretty slow, but I just wanted to send you some love before I hit the hay. Gonna catch the rest of this tomorrow at work. Thanks for keeping me laughing, entertained, and informed. Much love. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much, Noah. Furious Nation with a $10 super chat. After looking up the recent Stand and Deliver card, in my opinion, it looks better than WrestleMania's card, believe it or not. Outside of the Seth Cody, Roman, Lesnar, Edge Styles matchups, Strong vs. Dragunov is apparently taking place as well. Is it really? What are we in for, a fucking 4-hour show? How many matches are on this fucking thing? Jedi Joker 93 with a $5 super chat. Will Jesse be getting WWE 2K22? And do we see Mr. 9 to 5 and Jesse go for tag team gold? Listen, bro, Mr. 9 to 5, he doesn't need to team with scrubs. Maybe I'll surprise you, man. Maybe Mr. 9 to 5 will enter the taco business, man. Maybe they'll wear matching taco uniforms. Nice polo shirts with a nice taco logo on it. MGM Bowling with a $4.99 super chat. It's true, Rhea once said Miz was her inspiration. There's nothing wrong with the Miz being an inspiration, but that being your favorite match ever? Rhea Ripley needs a new match inspiration. Jordan Plays with a $5 super chat. Do you think Cora Jade will be a big star in the future for WWE? She seems good on the mic and is very pretty. Plus has a Sasha-like style in the ring. Cora Jade is as green as grass. Green as grass. Cora Jade is as green as the mold growing on Gareth's fucking desk because he's a fucking fat slob. Is Cora Jade. Stephen Escalante, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Jordan, no, Cora Jade is not going to be the future of the company because she's too small and she's not a good promo and she is 21 years old. There's no reason why Cora Jade is going to be the future of WWE right now. She's not even ready for the position that she's in right now. She's not good at all. Does she have a good look? Yes. She's got a lot to like about her. A little bit of Sasha, a little bit of Paige in her, but I don't see anything that's jumping off the page at me. Stephen Escalante with a $1.99 super chat. I rewatched WrestleMania 23 the other day. Good for you, bro. Good for you, bro. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And Chandler Castro becomes a new member in the venue. Thank you, Chandler, so much, brother. What are you drinking tonight? Jesse, listen. I'm about to get out of here, man. We got Dynamite tomorrow. I'm gonna need the trash taken out, man. Trash goes out on Tuesday, okay? What are you talking about, man? What? What are you talking about? Your microphone. I don't give a fuck about your microphone, man. You know, Lee Johnson hit you up today, man. Lee Johnson even thinks Jesse has 3G connection. And his tacos suck. Don't let me get Lee Johnson on you again, bro. I need the trash taken out and I need the floors mopped, man. Why is this floor sticky? Fuck, yo, Issa. Don't blame Issa on this, man. Issa hasn't been in the venue in like 6 weeks. Probably longer than that. Come on. Just mop the fucking floor, man. I'm getting out of here. All right? Shut your mouth. This fucking guy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on your Tuesday nights NXT 2.0 post show right here on Off the Scripts. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That is Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button, notifications, turn on the bell. Go check out 2K22 My Rise. Go check out the podcast from Monday Night Raw and Audible. audibletrial.com/script. Guys, I need 2 things from me before I get the hell out of here. Number 1, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. VIPs, those Mustang emojis if you got them. And number 2, when that guitar solo comes on, man, I need that music tonight on Max. I'll see you guys tomorrow live from the venue with Jesse. AEW Dynamite post show right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night.